This question comes from our contract section, which is not an essential element of a contract. We've got acknowledgement, legal objective, consideration, and capacity. So what they're trying to ask us here is you need to know what the 4 essential elements of a valid contract are. So just for review, all parties must be competent. All right, legally competent parties, competency is a given. Lawful objective. All right, so the objective of the contract has to be legal. If we sign a contract and I pay you to, kill somebody, clearly that contract's not valid because, well, it didn't have a lawful objective to begin with. There has to be an offer and there has to be an acceptance. Obviously, in real estate, we've got a purchase agreement that's offered. It's signed by the buyer, given to the seller, and then the seller signs it and accepts it. And then there has to be a communication back from the seller to the buyer in that circumstance. So offer and acceptance there. And then there has to be an exchange of value, right? There has to be consideration that's given. Clearly, when we talk about value in a real estate capacity, the seller has given up the house and the buyer has given up the money, right? And there's all kinds of different value that we see in various contracts. But from a real estate concept, these are going to be the 4 essential elements of a contract. Now, you're going to be asked a few other questions specifically about these, or possibly asked a specific question about these, which we'll cover in future videos. But for now, we're going to stick to the high points and make sure that you can understand these 4 essential elements of a contract. So now let's jump back to our question, which is not an essential element of a contract. And we can see B, C, and D, legal objective, consideration, and capacity, all right, are going to be there as well. And again, a capacity we saw that was a little bit different than our video. It was legally competent parties, but capacity is the same thing. And so we can know that acknowledgement is not going to be the one there. So sometimes they'll give you some different words. We do need to understand what those different words are. Just another one real quick, just to see what we can look at. Which of the following is required for a contract to be valid? And so we know, let's see, we've got in writing, we've got an earnest money deposit, consideration, and a signature and a seal of a notary public. Well, it has to be consideration. We've talked in previous classes that real estate contracts need to be in writing to conform with the statute of frauds, but not all contracts do, so that's not a requirement. An earnest money deposit, a deposit basically represents good faith and intent, so that's not required. Consideration, we did talk about that. And also we said oral contracts are legal, and so signatures aren't necessary to have a contract or a notary public either. So of those 3, we'd love it in writing, but it's not required. We'd love signatures, but it's not required, particularly with the notary public. So C is going to be your answer.